stuff. Overworking isn't cool. Let's break it down. So let me give you guys a bit of a backstory about the film. I wrote this film based off of some of my own personal experiences from this year. So just to give you a bit of context, I'm currently a student, but outside of that I freelance part-time doing this kind of thing, film related stuff. I've also got a lot of different projects which I've been planning the last few months, which I can be quite ambitious about, and because I don't have a big team behind me, I'm kind of doing everything myself, so it can be a bit overwhelming. I would say a lot of this year, especially through the second lockdown, I was working myself probably way too hard, not really giving myself much or any time to chill, sometimes neglecting friendships and relationships with family members and stuff. And I knew that if I kept following this path, I would burn out. Yeah, I had what you might call a toxic productivity mindset, and quite literally, if I wasn't being productive, then it was painful to me. Like I would be out with friends or something, I would be like doing something that should be fun and relaxing, but I'd be like, whoa, I need to do something productive. I need to get home and work on some projects, like do some planning for a film, or watch some YouTube videos and do some filmmaking learning, learn some new things, read a book or something that could benefit my future or make me better in some way. I always felt like I had to be doing something like that, and if I wasn't, then I was failing. So these days I am getting better at handling my toxic productivity mindset, and yeah, that's why I wanted to make this film, really, like as a reminder to myself, don't go back to that place. The script itself is basically a journal entry to myself. And that's what the film is. It's the guy who is based off of me as a character. He's just journaling to himself, and he's going through this process of how he wants to improve as a person and really get out of this toxic mentality that he's in. But yeah, that's the backstory behind the film, and now let's talk about the production. So the way I came about making this film, basically I wanted to work on a passion project, because this year, and this kind of goes with the working hard theme, but I've been working on a lot of different film projects and stuff and film productions, but not really something for myself, one of my own visions or one of my own stories. Yeah, I wanted to tell my own story and really have fun being creative, because at the end of the day, that's why I've got into this industry and why I started doing it in the first place. So I think passion projects are really important every now and then to do as a filmmaker. So I told my good friend Billy about that. He was on board and he wanted to join on the project. He could also very much relate with the concept, so that was great. I then got my other friend Luke Thurston involved in the team, which is interesting because we actually used to make films together when we were younger. He's one of my childhood friends, and we started doing short films together when we were kids. So it's kind of cool doing a film like this, just having fun with it. Kind of takes it back to when we were kids again. Maybe one day I'll show you some of the old films we made when we were younger. Billy got his mate Luke Dawson, an actor, involved in the project, and then we were ready to go. In terms of kit, I was shooting on my Sony a6500 camera, rotating between my 16mm f.14 lens and my 30mm f.14. And then for some of the tighter shots, I used Billy's 18 to 105mm zoom lens. That was mainly for the macro shots, just to get that tighter focal length. And then on the lenses, something I was really excited to use, I attached a new diffusion filter which I got from Moment, which gave this cool effect on light, like really, diffusing the light, but also just giving it a bit of a vintage feel, which is, you only see in some of the shots, but I was really happy with the look of it. So on the day of the shoot, everyone arrives at my house and we begin by recording the narration. At the time of the shoot, we didn't actually have a proper mic. I've got this one here now, as you can see, but at the time I didn't. So we recorded literally all of the narration on my iPhone. Not the best, but got the job done, and then I literally mixed the audio later in Adobe Audition to make it a bit more professional sounding. Narration is recorded, and then we go out to film the run-in scene. I don't know why I said it like that. A constant tool that we used throughout the day was this bottle of water with a squirty, it was like a toilet chemical squirty top, and we put water inside it and we used it to spray on Dawson's head just to give him that sweaty look throughout the day because he was doing a lot of exercise in the film. And yeah, credit for that idea goes to Dawson and Billy. Had a great team coming up with creative ideas. It was cool. The running scene itself was a little bit tricky, even though it was only a few shots. We had a couple of tracking shots in the scene, so we ended up using my longboard and placed me on top of it with the camera, and I had Billy as the grip, pulling me back just to get that smooth track as we were following running. Fairly happy with how the shots turned out. Did the job, needless to say, but it was an interesting setup. We came up with so many random and creative ideas together as a team to go about getting wacky shots and whatnot, this was part of the beauty of the day. Like, it was a lot of fun, and yeah, that's what I intended the day to be, this whole film to be. So with the running shots complete, we came back to the house to shoot a couple of interior daylight shots. And then we did the video game scene, which we had Dawson playing GTA 5. Fun fact, he wasn't actually playing GTA, it was just a video on YouTube of him watching and he was just pretending to play. So yeah, a little bit of filmmaking magic there for you guys. So next off, we head out to the local woods to me and we shoot the woods running sequence. Okay, so first thing I'm going to say about this sequence, whatever you want to call it, the lighting was impeccable, like just gorgeous. Yeah, I couldn't have asked for anything better. Like, we had some lovely lens flares going on and it was just, yeah, it was just so nice. We had Dawson running through the woods and then I was following him with the gimbal running as well, past some trees which we had in the foreground to add a bit more depth to an interest to the shot. Then I had Luke nearby me just to make sure that I didn't crash into a tree or anything, because that would not be pleasant. I was super happy with how the running bits turned out. The final shot we got in the woods was a little medium shot of Dawson running from out focus into focus. At this point in the story, his character is starting to realise the steps he needs to take to become a better and happier person. He has hope at this point as well, and that hopefully shows through the tone of the edit as well. I'd say this is one of my favourite shots, at least of Dawson in the film. The lighting was beautiful. We had Luke to the side holding a reflector, 45-degree angle, just to bounce that light onto him, and yeah, just super gorgeous. The tricky thing about this shot was because it was we were using such a high aperture on the camera, we had to properly do it a few times and block out the movement correctly, just to make sure he was coming into the shot in focus. But yeah, we got it, and I'm really happy with the shot we got. I couldn't have asked for anything better. We then move on to the final exterior sequence for the day, which was in a field near my place. This is where we captured my favourite shot of the film. Dawson walks out of the woodland area into the field and he's all silhouetted and he sees the sunset and he's just staring out at it, and yeah, it looks so good. So good. Did play around with the colour grading a little bit here because we was hoping for a nice sunset, but we didn't really seem to get it on the day. So I was pleasantly surprised to what I could do bumping up the colours in the edit. Yeah, that was my favourite shot of the whole film. We did actually take a few different shots in the field itself, which I never ended up using in the edit. They had to be sacrificed for the greater good of the film, but they're still here for you and me to see. So with the field scene done, we head back to my place and we shoot the gym scene. This gym is actually my brother's home gym in our house, which me and him training together. It worked perfectly for the story, especially I think the posters, they really bring out the message. I think Dawson played the role brilliantly for this film. I think he fit the character really well, and he could relate to very much the film and the concept behind it. And just to let you know, we hadn't met before the day we were shooting. It was really cool meeting him, and yeah, Dawson, if you're watching this, thank you for your work and your help, and I very much appreciate it. You did a great job. Alright, let's see if we can get it. And then we go for the final scene of the day, of the whole film, which was the candle scene. So we left this till last because we needed it to be dark in the room. So there's a fly on my light. Like, this is basically the setup actually where I'm at right now. I like it, so I used it again. The light on in the background behind just to add a little bit more depth to the shot. And yeah, then we had another light over here with being motivated by the candle. Yeah, this was one of my favourite lighting setups of the whole day. That's kind of like the little payoff of the film, the fact that it's him journaling to himself and trying to become a better person. So let's talk about the final shot of the film, the paper burning. I thought, yeah, because it's him journaling, why don't we have a little bit in his notebook where he's wrote down the film title, Overworking Isn't Cool, an Eloquent Visions film. Just, I thought that could be a nice touch. So on the shoot day itself, we go for that, like we write that down. And then Billy, with his creativity, comes through and he just takes it one step further. He's like, what if we burn it? What if we burn the note? Yeah, we do it and it just looks flipping crazy. Like, probably another one of my favourite shots of the film, but yeah, it just turned out so nice, and it's such a nice way to end off the film. Yeah, so this is what I loved about this team. Like, we just were bouncing ideas off of each other. Everyone came through with ideas and suggestions, and it was just such a fun day. The only thing about that shot, it's a shame we spelled visions wrong in Eloquent Visions, which is a little bit embarrassing, but hopefully you didn't notice that until I pointed that out. I actually didn't notice it until I paused the video to look. That fly is still in the light. You're gonna burn yourself, fly. Like, what are you doing? Oh, that is so weird. Honestly, I wish I could show you. We didn't record any audio on set when we were shooting, so every sound you hear throughout the video, that's all stuff I've added in post, either from the internet, sounds I've picked up from there, or Foley sounds that we recorded. I got Dawson to record a couple of bits of him like breathing very heavily to mimic the gym scene and the running scene.
Them 10,000 hours in. Be success.
Then I even did a couple heavy breathing stuff because I wanted a little cameo in the film. If you want to make your sounds a bit more immersive to the audience and really draw them into your scenes, a little thing you can do, you can add studio reverb in Premiere Pro or whatever software you're using, and then there's like a Great Hall preset. Personally, I think it immerses you more into the scene, so yeah, it's a nice little trick you can do. Try it out, see if you like it. So a big theme I touch on in this film is the idea of success, because ultimately that was why I was working myself so hard the last few months, and that's why the character is in this film. And I'm sure that's why most of us work hard, because we want a good life for ourselves or want to be rich. It often seemed like I was working towards something all the time, and I've done this a lot of my life actually, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate. Yeah, always working towards something and not really sitting back and enjoying the present moment and appreciating what you have in that moment, like, and the people around you. And you know, I'd never want to discourage anyone from working hard. Like, I still will work hard. I still work hard to this day, but there's a balance. You work to live, you don't live to work. So, you know, just take moments every now and then to actually enjoy living. I don't think success is the thing that really is going to make you happy, you know. Don't chase that if that's what you think is going to happen when you get it. You're going to be waiting a long time for that. But yeah, we're getting all deep now, so I think it's time for me to go. But before I do, I just want to say a huge thank you to all of the crew involved with the making of this film. Billy, Luke and Dawson, all of them, thank you so much for helping me out with this film and for your presence on the day. The whole day was exactly as I intended it to be. Collaboration, learning, filmmaking, fun. That's what I wanted, and that's what we got. I learned so much in the making of this film, so I'm very grateful to have had the opportunity to make it, and thank you for watching it, and thank you for watching this video, even though it's me rambling to a camera for probably way too long, but thank you for staying till the end if you're here. I appreciate you for watching, and I hope it's been beneficial for you. Anyway, that's it for this breakdown. Just to let you know, I'm hoping to do a special announcement in my next video coming in the next few weeks, so stay tuned for that. Until then, take care of yourselves and stay blessed.
You got it! You got it! Yeah! Hell yeah! How are we feeling on that one?
The gist of it.
Decent.